Going over to the cultural part podcast, you have the Miami Department of Transportation ripping up pride crosswalks, literally. Now this brought to us thanks to End Wokeness. And he says, quote, LGBTQ crosswalk in Miami Beach is torn up by the Florida Department of Transportation. And this is why you should be watching on Rumble, or was it Spotify? Or as I call it, Spotify because it's funnier. Or Apple Podcasts because YouTube will take this music out. We're literally using one of those bobcats to rip up the bricks, which, yes, it is rainbow in color. And yeah, I do wonder what would that cost be? Because again, you have a giant machine that it takes fuel, obviously. They have a whole construction crew out there, and then you're going to have to transport bricks, which are pretty darn heavy. So yeah, not the best use of tax dollars in terms of efficiency. Again, there's some really high quality power washers and pressure washers where you could just rip up all that paint and get it looking factory new when it comes to the actual bricks on the ground. I can't help but think this is done in part for political. I mean, this is going to be used for political campaigns, hilariously enough, on the left and the right, as people will have to cry and say, "Oh my gosh, rainbow crosswalks are gone. How will people walk across the street without the constant reminder of these things?" And of course, people on the right will say, this is fighting the woke culture war, which, it is. There's definitely been a infusion of stuff that people probably get tired of. And yeah, this went pretty viral. Got about 4.5 million views and 159,000 likes. And yeah, presumably they're just going to lay it down with regular brick. And I just find it so perplexing. I think most of these crosswalks are done just for entrapment reasons in terms of why they put pride crosswalks. It's an instance where it doesn't add to the functionality of a crosswalk. If anything, you would argue maybe is a distraction to drivers. It might cause them to make mistakes. Also, it's on the ground. Inevitably, it's going to get dirty and trashed and not going to look good pretty soon. Mother Nature is a thing. People, especially, well, maybe not Florida, but places like San Francisco, people are very much messy, letting themselves go. Well, not just physically in terms of overweight, but in terms of, on the public streets. I try to keep this moderately family friendly, but let's just say they're not big fans of restrooms in San Francisco. So I always thought it was stupid to put any symbol on the ground like that of any significance, except for, safety, things like the arrows and, identification, ID symbols for drivers. Now, in the comments, when the first one comes to us, thanks to the conservative alternative, who says, quote, "This isn't Sodom and Gomorrah, it's America." It's a, looks like the bathroom sign guy, and he's painted the American flag and he's kicking the rainbow guy. Says this, and again, on the bottom it says, "This is America, not Sodom and Gomorrah." Getting 1.6 thousand likes, though if you read the Bible and learned about Sodom and Gomorrah, you probably look at places like San Francisco and be like, it's not, you say that, but kind of, yeah, it kind of is. Now, Liberty Pill Memes says, quote, "Not all heroes wear capes." Here you got a Ford truck. Is that Ford F-250? It's a dually for sure. This went viral. I believe he's arrested, charged with hate crime. This is, again, a pride flag painted on the street where, again, people drive, animals make a mess, and people do. And he decided to burn out there. Which, that is a really good burnout. He missed a little bit. Oh, this is actually it's a trans pride progress flag. Or keep track of all the symbols. He does a burnout over the whole thing. And yeah, then leftist judges arrested them and fined them. And they got 2.1 thousand likes. Tour Golf, not PGA Tour, says, "We're healing," gaining 202 likes. Ridiculous Takes says, quote, "I'm here for the spirit, but I think some black or white paint would have been a better use of tax dollars," getting 207 likes, which, was he ratioed? He got 15 responses. Let's see. Our conservative says, quote, "Are you implying we changed the bricks orientation?" Getting 26 likes. He also had Gunther Eagleman says, quote, "This makes me happy," getting 223 likes. David Santa Clara says, "Literally just paint over it," getting 342 likes. Was he ratioed? No. And Jim Strabo says they couldn't risk contaminating the other sidewalks. This was the right move. And Planet of Memes, though, we'll just point, there is no meme from this individual saying, quote, "The nation is healing," getting 192 likes. Front Tracker, our favorite contrarian, well, not really, but try to follow people on the left, the right, and the middle, get some Diversity of thoughts. Life gets a little bit boring if you're echo chamber. Trump Tracker says, quote, and wokeness is offended by colored crosswalks. LMFAO getting 2.3 thousand likes. Bracco Nagarsky responded with Biden at the podium saying, why more? Getting 4 likes. Let's see. Galvin Moore says, how about we start painting gigantic crosses with Jesus on the cross on crosswalks? Getting 25 likes. MK Altered says, rainbows are for children, not confusing adult males cosplaying as women. Getting 226 likes. Mariners fan says, quote, Trump Tracker is offended by bulldozers. LMFAO getting 32 likes. So, fact check. I don't think that was actual bulldozer. It's one of those Bobcat skid movers, I believe. Nevertheless, Oil London simply says, beautiful, getting 148 likes. Libercrat Media TM says, quote, meanwhile, Greg Abbott is repainting LGBTQ crosswalks in Texas. That was, Houston, getting 204 likes. Paul Zupa says, this is America Healing, getting 130 likes. Brick Suit says, I hope these bricks can be rehabilitated and put to good use, getting 130 likes. Well, this got 3.4 thousand likes. The Immortal has the Lisa Simpson meme, or as normal people call them, memes. Says, dear trans community, don't tell me I have to accept you for who you are when you couldn't accept yourself for who you were. And 3.4 thousand likes, and kind of reminder to click that subscribe button. When I first started the show, I spoke faster than Ben Shapiro and more awkwardly than Joe Biden climb upstairs, and stuttering more than Joe Biden. But as I slowly but surely gain subscribers, I've been slightly better at speaking. Granted, most people would just say it was barely any improvement at all, but I would argue, statistically speaking, it's gotten a little bit better. So click that button and tell your friends. I would greatly appreciate it. And also, tell your enemies. They might be so enamored and impressed by your choice and material podcast that they then become your friends. Or they hate me so much, they then become greater enemies. It becomes a physical altercation. So maybe I shouldn't recommend it. Either way, make for a fun, interesting story. So tell your friends and your enemies as well. Now, Global Index says, quote, I won't use someone's pronouns for the same reason I won't talk to schizophrenics and imaginary friends, getting 862 likes. Mirthful Moments has a crossdresser and says, Jesus, stop giving me your toughest battles. And Jesus says, just use the men's room, Richard, getting 617 likes. The Immortal says, what's a meme from Jaws? It says, we're going to need a bigger, and it says mental institution. And has a bunch of leftists getting 1.1 thousand likes. Let's see. Daniel Hall says, it's a meme of Trump. It says, Trump signs executive order making it okay to call people gay and retarded again, getting 647 likes. Going down more and more. The random guy says, melting points, gold, 148 degrees Fahrenheit. Titanium, 3,034 degrees Fahrenheit. Liberals, having a different opinion, getting 684 likes. Also have what's up, Doc? Very unique profile name. It's a Cracker Barrel. It says, Trump F kids. Well, getting 1,000 likes. And it says that shit ain't going away. What's your ratio, though? Well, someone has some picture of a slow kid with a hammer and sickle, kind of his logo on his chest. It says the left when they think they posted a dank meme. They only got 4 likes, though. A lot of people saying prove it. But he was not ratioed by number of likes. Let's see. Augustana says, hell yeah, I voted for this, and it's better than I expected. Getting 254 likes. See. DeFranzer Memes has a picture of the Giga Chad guy. It says the construction workers removing the LGBTQ crosswalks. Getting 477 likes. Yeah, probably not the most efficient way to get rid of those symbols, but again, you see the comments, a lot of people are in agreement of it. I think it's going to be mostly used for political campaigns and commercials. But let me know your thoughts because, as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, try to get to 6,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so click that button. I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, and comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback. Let me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, anyone, everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.